So I'm just starting to record. So, we tend to just pitch to everybody we see out there. So what happens then is you get despondent because you just think you're getting no after no after no. But the truth is if you're not asking them questions and really identifying that the person has a need for either the business or the product, you really are setting yourself up for disappointment. Okay, so what you need to do is really dig into their why. So if somebody says to you, I may look at it or tell me more, the first thing you've got to start doing then is asking them questions. And you've got to dig into why is it that they want to know more. Is it just purely a product thing? Are they unhealthy? Do they want to use reserve, as an antioxidant to boost their immune system? Do they want to use the skincare because they're getting worried about getting older and there's all these wrinkles that appear? Or are they maybe in financial difficulty? Are they sick of their job? You've got to find out what it is. What's the reason for them wanting to get involved? So with network marketers, the statistic out there, it's pretty shocking, and that is that 95 to 97% of people give up. Okay, so there's only a 2 to 3 to 4% of people who actually make it in this industry, and it's those people are the ones that learn the skills. Because really anybody can do this, but what happens is people go out and they try and sell to everybody. And you turn your Facebook page into a shop. And so when your friends see a post of yours come up, they don't even want to look at your page because they think, oh no, she's trying to sell me stuff. People don't go onto Facebook to buy things. They go onto Facebook to get news, to find out stuff. But you can use it as a sales tool, but you've got to learn how to do that. So how you do that is you turn it into a curiosity thing. So for instance, Shanae, I'm just thinking about you with your mascara. What you would do is you take a photo, like a close-up of your lashes, and go, oh my goodness, I love this product. This is the best thing I've ever discovered. My daughter's using it, my friends. And then people will go, well, tell me more, what is it? So it's like you're doing a reverse opposed to putting up a picture saying, do you want to buy this, okay? The minute you put up a picture and you say, do you want to buy this, it becomes a sale. Whereas when you do it in the reverse, you'll actually get better results. And that's the mistake a lot of network marketers make, is that they're constantly pitching, expecting people to buy, okay? If you reverse that, and you pull the right kind of information out of people, you'll find that your conversion rate will be so much higher. Even, with your mascara and that, you'll find that you will actually get women, just want the stuff more because they feel like it's almost like you're holding it back from them because you're not pitching it. It's just like a whole reverse psychology thing. Just remember that people are the ones that put money in your pocket. They're the ones that buy the product. They're the ones that join your business. So it's all about the people. It's not about the product or the opportunity or your business or what you want. It's all about that person. They really don't care two hoots about you and your products and your business opportunity. Everything in their life is about them. Okay, it's just human nature. We are selfish and we are so consumed with our own world and our own lives and, stuff that's going on in our own world. So when somebody has conversation with you, and instead of them saying to you, oh, I'm doing such a great business opportunity, I'm involved in this, instead of doing that, if they ask you questions about your life, hey, how's your job going? How are the kids? Are you coping, dropping them off and working full time? And what you do straight away is a complete different psychology person, because they really feel like you care about them, you're asking them questions about them, and suddenly you'll find a gap will open and you'll be able to say, you know what, I actually have a solution for your problem. Have a look at this and see what you think. Instead of going straight out saying, hey, I found this great opportunity to make extra money. They may not want extra money. They may not need it. They may need it, but they may not have the drive or the confidence to do the business. So what you tend to do is you set yourself up, and I know I do this too, I set myself up for failure instead of just really finding out what the person needs. It's the first fundamental, guys, in network marketing is finding out what your prospect needs at once. It's like a fundamental thing that you've got to do. And what tends to happen too is that once you've spoken to your prospect and you know what it is that they need, when you then do pitch the business opportunity or you pitch the product, you yourself do it from such a different place, because now it really is a place, it comes from a place of service. It comes from a place of confidence, because it's like a switch. You don't feel anymore like, oh, I'm trying to sell them something. You actually now feel good because you know you've got a solution for their problem. So practice that, you'll see it makes quite a difference. Okay, another thing is sales process. Francis, can you mute your phone, please, Loie?
I don't know how to mute it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
let me see if I can figure it out.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
I can.
Okay.
It doesn't have a mute button on my phone. I'll turn it down.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Okay. Sure, the grocery store is loud. I'm sorry. Trying to get out of here. Okay.
Okay, guys, so the sales process. So generally what happens is you may talk to somebody a little bit. They say to you, I'm interested. What do you do? What do most people do? Is they send them a link. And they say, right, watch this. Okay? So what you need to do instead, and I'm just going to give you a few steps, so write these down if you can. When somebody says to you, I'm interested, please send me more information, tell yourself, stop. And the next thing you do is you ask those questions. Okay, so you want to make sure you know exactly why your prospect is interested. What is it that interests them? Why do they want the product? Why do they want the business opportunity? Really dig into that. Ask lots of questions and understand your prospect. Okay? Because what happens is later on, and you'll see as we go through the sales process, is that later on you can actually use that information against them in a good way. Okay? So later on you'll see that if they get to a no, you can say, well, you obviously are not as serious about losing weight as you thought you were. Or so you need to know why they're saying yes, because it becomes an emotional thing and you can use it later on to close your deal. The second step is once you've asked many questions, you can then send them the link. Okay, so you can decide what you want to send. I have what's called a video tour page. If you want to have a look at my page, just let me know and I can send it on to you. But it's just a link that I sent them, and it's got 3 videos on there with a video of me just saying hi. Da, da, da. So, but you can send what you like. You know, generally we'll send Secrets of Jeunesse, which is the short version, or we'll send a webinar. But also there's that beautiful new video that just come out. It's a 4-minute video, and it talks about the 6 years of Jeunesse. Have you all seen that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great one too. If, you know, just a short little one, it's going to just pique some interest, and the person will then say to you, oh, send me more. Okay, or I'm not interested, one of the two. So pick what you're going to send a link. Then your next step is you give it 1 day and then you follow up. Okay? And guys, the process I'm teaching you now is what is being used by some of the most successful people in this industry. Okay? Once, you know, MLM can become overwhelming because there's so many different people telling you different things. So what I want to try and do is simplify things for everybody so it becomes duplicatable. So if you know step 1 is, you know, somebody's interested. Step 2, you ask questions, find out exactly why. Step 3, you send them a link. Step 4, 1 day later, you follow up. Okay? And then all you say to them is, did you get a chance to watch the video? You're going to get a yes or you're going to get a no. If you're going to get a no, You say, okay, so when can you watch it? When can I follow up? Okay, and then you diarise that date. If you get a yes, then you ask this question, write it down. Okay, so what questions do you have for me before we move on to taking you to the next step? This is not saying, so what do you think? Are you in or are you out? Do you want to do it or don't you? Because then what you're doing is you're allowing the person to say yes or no. So you're going to say, what questions do you have for me before we move you on to the next step? Simple. Okay, so you got somebody who's interested, you ask questions, you send a link. One day later, you do a follow-up. If it's a no, you diarise to do the next follow-up. If it's a yes, you say, excellent. What questions do you have for me before we move you on to the next step? Simple process, okay? Then if the person has questions, they're either going to say yes or no. You know, they're going to ask questions, or they're going to say, no, I'm good, I don't have any questions. If they say, you know, I'm good, don't have any questions, you go straight for your close, and you say, okay, so now that we've dealt, so now that you're ready, let's get you enrolled. So, or the next step will be, you know, we've got to fill out this form. I just need to take down some of your details. Okay, if they've got no questions, it's simple, you do the close. If they've got questions, you say, right, tell me what your questions, and you answer them there and then, okay? Sort them out there and then. Then you say, right, okay, so now that we've dealt with your questions, let's get your products ordered, or let's, I just need to take down some of your details to move on. If the person says, no, look, I'm absolutely not interested, then you say, look, I understand that you can't afford it, or whatever their problem, because they're going to say to you, look, I haven't got the money now, which is generally what we get. You know, when you get a no, it's generally, I haven't got the money. Then you say, right, I understand you can't afford it. When is a good time for me to follow up with you next week? So have a think about it. See if you could make a plan financially. Or, you know, if they say, I don't like the ingredients in this product, or, I mean, generally for me, I get the don't have the money thing. Or I want to think about it. And you say, right, no problem at all. When is a convenient time for me next week to call you? So you give it a week. So your first follow-up was within a day. Your second follow-up is a week. And your third follow-up is going to be the final follow-up. Okay, 3 follow-ups, that's it. Don't waste more time on that person. So your second follow-up is right. No problem. I understand. Let me follow up with you in a week's time, and then see what you can do in the interim. See if you can raise the money, whatever the objection is. Then on the day that you call, you say, hi, today is the day for me to help you get started. Are you ready to get started today? That's it. Just, you know, we spoke last week. I said I'd call you today. How did you go? You know, have you managed to raise the money? Are you ready to get started? Or did you have a look at those extra videos I sent you about the product? Are you ready to get started? Whatever the objection was. If they say yes, easy, you close it, you sign them up. If they say no, you say, look, no problem at all. It doesn't sound to me like you're ready to start looking after your skin, or to start losing weight. You know, if they're going onto Zen, it's to start losing weight. Or majority of people, it'll be for the business side. So you say, look, it doesn't sound like you're quite ready yet to start earning that extra income. And that's not a problem at all. But what I'm going to do is I am going to take you off my list. So you come back to me when you're ready. Simple as that, okay? What you've got to do, guys, is you've got to create the feeling that you are busy. You have got lots of prospects. You are not desperate. You have dealt with this person beautifully from day one to that day, which is about 10 days in. And look, if they don't want to do it, there is nothing more you can do. You've sent them the information. You've asked them why they want it. You've followed up. You've answered their questions. If they at that point say to you no, then you say, look, no problem at all. It's the timing may not be right for you to lose the weight or to earn the extra money. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off my list. You come back to me when you're ready. So what happens now is you have now taken something away from them. And it's human nature. It's like, you can have 10 slabs of chocolate lying in the fridge. The minute you go on a diet, you just want to eat every chocolate you can see. Like those chocolates can lie there for, 6 months and you wouldn't care 2 hoots about them. And then you go into a diet and all you want is just that chocolate. It's all you can think about all day. I don't know about you, but that's me. Okay? And it's just because it's human nature. The minute somebody takes something away from you, you want it. Even in relationships, how often do you find couples break up because they supposedly don't want one another anymore? They break up. The minute one of them has a different partner, what happens? The other one goes crazy. They want that person back because now they can't have them because somebody else has got them. And in everything in life, that is just human nature. So it's a bit of a psychological thing. Now, some people are just going to be a dead set no and you'll never hear from them. But definitely a huge percentage of those people, because you've removed this from them, they're going to come back to you and say, look, I'm now ready. Okay, so you don't, this is why we become overwhelmed in MLM, is because we follow up and follow up and follow up and follow up and follow up, and you get despondent. Don't do it. There are, on Facebook alone, there's 1.4 billion people. Billion. You just need 100 people, guys. That's all you need is 100 people to really, to almost max out your business, like to earn huge money. You just need 100 people. So 1.4 billion people, move on. Because the minute you don't, what happens is the complete reverse. And they now become the ones that are in control. Okay, they become the ones who's being begged in a way. So practice that and see, and you'll find that it's really, really successful. Sometimes at that last step, somebody may say to you, I really do still want to do it, but can you just give me another month? And that's fine. You diarize it, you go back to them after the month. But if you get to that last step and they still say, no, you just say, look, no problem at all. Look, I have got so many prospects. I'm really busy, so I'm going to take you off my list. You come back to me when you're ready. Simple, okay? Have you guys got any questions on that? No? Okay, so just get into the habit. Even if you've got to write yourself a little post-it note and do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, just write them down and follow that process until it becomes ingrained in you that is how you deal with your prospects. Because, MLM is all about repetition. Excuse me, it's just repetition of doing the same thing over and over and over. And the more you do it, the more skilled you become at what to say to the people, how to pitch them, and what to do. That's actually all I was going to share with you guys this morning. But, I can go into some other stuff. If you got specific questions, what's the time now? Una, do you need to go? Oh, it's 5. Shana, is there anything specific that I can help you with?
Not at this stage. You've basically covered, I think, where the problem lies. And the more I do, the better it does become. So I've seen that it has changed to when I first started.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Just putting a practice in and just doing it.
Yeah. It really is practice, and then it's just, I guess, leadership to give you a bit of direction, because it's just the longer you're in it, the more you sort of, you pick up the skill from other people and you learn what to do and what not to do. But it is all, if you think about yourself, like if a friend just phones you and says, hey, do you want to do this business? You're going to go, what, are you crazy? Do you know how busy I am? Like, no, thanks. But if your friend finds, or anybody for that matter, you start talking to somebody on Facebook. I get this every day, because I get lots of friend requests and messages from people I've never even met every single day, people pitching me. And I actually feel so sorry for network marketers who pitch without even asking me a question. Do you know, guys, don't do this. When you're prospecting on Facebook, okay, in Facebook, you've got to use it more. It is a massive tool. You know, the more I'm learning every day, I'm learning different methods of what to do, and it is a massive tool. And I can do some training. Maybe I'll do it next week for you guys, where I actually will go into my account and show you a couple of new things that I've learned. But the last thing you ever do is you just pitch a person. Like, I get messages all the time. You know, do you want to do this? Or like, hello, you know, how are you today? So I'll reply and say, yeah, I'm good. How about you? Yeah, no, I'm good. Where are you from? And straight away I'll think, you have not even taken the time to look at my page and to see that I live in Australia. Okay? Or you're just too silly, like, and you don't even know how to really prospect a person. And it's sad because people are not taught the right way to do this. So a lot of leaders just don't teach people, and they're losing prospect after prospect because they're pitching wrong. You know, you don't say to a person, what do you do, when on their page clearly it says, I work from home and I work with Janice. Or, you know, I mean, you go look at most people's pages, you know what they do, you know where they live, you know, you can see they've got kids and all that. So the first thing you got to do is find something in common. So like, those people should come to me and say, hey, how are you? I see you live in Australia and you're doing MLM. Are you loving it? You know, how's it going for you? Because straight away there, we've got something in common. I feel like they've actually taken the time to go look and see I live in Australia, and it's all about me. It's about, I live in Australia, I do MLM, and it just changes psychologically. It immediately changes your reply to that person. So just always put yourself in the other individual's shoes. You know, how would I feel if I just got the message that I've just sent out? Yeah, so, I mean, it's when you start realizing it like that, you don't, you know, it's not difficult. It's just really human contact. It's like skills. You know, do you need to go, Libby?
Yeah, I do. But would you just mind for just a moment, Charlotte, just doing a tiny bit on three-way calls and the importance of it? I know Francis was interested in that.
Yeah. Okay, so three-way calls. Where about is Frances in the States? Can she maybe use Kimberly for a three-way call?
Yeah, she's in San Francisco.
Okay, so the three-way call. Sorry, Frances, I'm getting to all your stuff. I almost forgot for a minute. But three-way calls are awesome in that what it does do, especially when you're new, is it teaches you what to say to your prospect. Okay, so what you can do, like in between this process that I've just explained to you, so when you've sent the person the link, they come back and they say, I have questions. When you're brand new, at that point you can say, that's awesome. Would you mind if I get my sponsor or my leader on the call so they can help answer your questions, because I'm still pretty new? Or, you know, they would love to have a chat with you and meet you. Or you can use whatever line you feel is appropriate with that person. And look, I've never had somebody say no. They always say, yeah, sure, no problem. If you can, straight away you get the person on the three-way call. If not, you just schedule a time, which is always actually the better thing to do, is schedule a time and say, right, are you available tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock? I'm going to make sure my sponsor is available. We will call you and we'll have a chat together. Okay, that's the better thing to do, because often the upline, you know, the sponsors they've got busy diaries and stuff and they can't always take your calls straight up. So Francis, for you, I would say that we've got to introduce you to Kimberly. She's an awesome lady that lives in the States. She is full of energy, and I tell you what, she will close a deal for you with anybody. So she's just fantastic. She's one of G's girls. So the reason for that is that, first of all, you may not yet have the confidence and that you can answer the questions, and also not yet have the full skills to close your deal. Okay, so when I as an upline or a sponsor take a three-way call for G or Una or whoever, I have got a little card here with information on what I know I've got to ask the person and what I've got to tell them. So it just prompts and reminds me. And what I can do is I'll take a photo of it and I'll send it to you on the Facebook message. What my job is to, as the leader, is to help you close the deal on a business pack. Okay, so I will go into saying to the person, look, you know, when you do this business, you really should go into a business pack. There is nothing more unprofessional than when you, like having a party at home and you've got to run into your bathroom and get your products, you know, and use it on your guests. Like, if you're really serious about doing it as a business, you've really got to invest a little bit more and have some more product. So I know how to close that. I know the benefits of the extra product. I know you can earn more. You get your products cheaper. There's a whole lot of reasons for that. So basically the three-way call is just a method to help you close your deal when you're new. And also what it does is straight away it gives the person on the phone, you know, the prospect, it gives them the confidence to know there's a team, there's additional support, there's other people that will answer questions, that will help and all that. So Shanae, with you, if you need to do a three-way call, we can do a Skype three-way, we can do a Zoom like this. I've done this with some of the girls there. You know, or I can do a phone three-way too, because I've got a phone card so I can ring you. So you just got to let me know. But three-ways are really amazing. And what I would say to you as well, Shanae, is that start doing it with your people. So even if you feel so uncomfortable and so, you know, not confident doing it, just do it. Like my first three-way, I was shaking because I was thinking, you know, the person sort of expects you to know everything, and then I just didn't. But you wing it. You just wing it, you know, and that's a lot of what you do in MLM until you've made it, is you just fake it until you make it. It's all about posture. You know, if you hold posture of no problem and, you know, you're excited, you give off energy and, oh, I'll find out that for you. I don't know the answer, but I'll get back to you in an hour. People think, oh, that's cool. They don't think, oh, my goodness, those people know nothing. You know, it's all about posture. If your posture is one of, oh, I'm so new, you know, I haven't got the answers yet. What do you think the prospect's going to think? Oh, I don't want to deal with those people. So it's all about posture, and it's about, you know, just faking your confidence. And the more you do that, guys, and it's not to be a fake, horrible person. That's not at all what you do. But it's like you're growing yourself into where you want to be. Okay, so see yourself who you want to be, where you want to be, and you're already pretending that you are that person. So it's like you're growing and living into that position. Okay, so, and the more you do it, the more natural it becomes and the easier it becomes. You know, it becomes just your everyday kind of method and way that you work. So that was three-way calls. Francis, does that answer your question on three-way calls?
Yes, and so I guess I need to get, my other question was, how do I get a hold of whoever it is I'm supposed to get a hold of to arrange that? And I guess you'll set me up with Kim?
Yeah, we'll set you up with Kim.
Okay.
She is amazing. You will love her. And you know, maybe in a couple of months' time, or when you feel ready, you can do three-way calls for her, because you know it is difficult. It's more difficult when you got to do them with an overseas sponsor. So it sort of does complicate it a little bit. So if you can find somebody in the area, of course, that's fantastic. But
Great.
I mean, Shanae, with you too, you know, we can get Jolene, and there's a couple of other strong girls in South Africa too that we can, you know, you know, they're on the thread with you. Maybe you just say to them, look, can you do a three-way call for me? And again, it's, you know, it's just about the posture thing, and it's not, you don't have to have all the answers. You've just got to know the basic outlay of what you should cover in a three-way. And again, it's more about asking questions. You know, that person is not really interested in my story. Okay, the only reason we do as the three-way sponsor, the only reason we share our story is to actually give the person a bit of confidence that they're dealing with somebody who's got some experience, you know, who's been in the industry a little bit in that. But it's not about our story, because they don't really care. They just want to know about their story. So as the person doing the three-way, most of what I do is I ask questions. I ask, what are your goals? Why do you want to do this business? How can we help you? What do you feel you need training on? All those kind of questions. So if you've just got a script to follow, and every time, I've been in this business 2 years, I still pull out my card every time I do a three-way. And I just put it in front of me, and I just make sure I've covered everything. So I'll send that on to you as soon as we're done here.
Okay, thank you.
Please.
Will you send that on to all of us?
Yeah, sure. Frances, what else was there? Can you tell me again that you needed?
I think you covered it. It was the 3 ways, and or Facebook and how to get Facebook leads, and then once you have the leads, what to do with them.
So what I'll do as well when we're done here is I'll put up my YouTube link, and I'll put up the link that's got Facebook training in it. Okay, so I think there's 2 or 3 videos I've done in the past with our team, our videos, where I explain what you do, the very basics of how to use Facebook. Watch those first. If you can, watch them like throughout the next week. Even just listen to them. You don't have to watch the screen. You can just listen to them and get a basic idea. Then what I'll do next week is I'll run through some methods of how you generate leads, how you find people, what you do.
Okay.
Seriously, Facebook is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I just see more and more results every day with people. You can't, the biggest thing with social media, and this is where some people go wrong and they don't succeed with it, is that you use social media across all the platforms, but majority Facebook, to make a new contact. But you don't use social media to close your deal, okay? People like people. People want to talk to people. Relationship is crucial. But Facebook helps you to talk to people right across the world, people that you would never have met, people that you would never know. You manage to meet them, and I'll show you how you can actually search on Facebook for people who live in your suburb, in your city. So you can, straight away, you've got something in common. You can contact them and say, hey, my name is Shanae. I just live up the road from you. I see your kids go to this school. So do mine. I'd love to meet with you. And you don't want to make it freaky or anything. So I tend to never do that to men, because they always think you want to date them. I tend to just stick to women. But it's so easy. Once you know how to use it, you make the contact, but then you've got to go off Facebook, take it offline, and you build relationships. Okay, and fantastic. So I'll put that link up for you. Watch those videos, and I will do some training with you next week, and I'll actually show you where to go and how to search. Okay. Guys, I'm learning so much. I promise you, at the moment, I'm doing about 5 or 6 hours a day of just studying social media. So I'm busy going into all the platforms, LinkedIn and Instagram, the whole lot. And bit by bit, I will teach you guys the basics. Like, you don't have to know all the stuff unless you do. I'm happy to teach you anything, but even if you just know the basics on all these different social media, it's phenomenal, the business you can generate. Not just an MLM, but even if you've got other ideas, other businesses, like your hubby's business, Shanae, it's just social media is seriously the new marketing platform. And most of it, if you learn how to do it, most of it is free. You don't have to pay. You really don't have to pay for adverts and stuff, So I'll teach you guys on that. Okay, guys. Any other questions, Frances?
No, I think that's it for now.
Okay.
We're good.
So what I can say to you in the meantime on Facebook is your personal profile page is as important as your business page if you have one. Okay. So a lot of people, you may not have one yet, and it's fine. We'll get you to have one. It's crucial that you have a fan page or a business page. But do work hand in hand. It's really important that on both of them that you create an image, because what happens, today is that when you prospect somebody, so when you send somebody, just a message, the first thing they do is they go look at your page. That's the first thing I do. Do you do that? Like if you get a friend request from somebody, the first thing I do is I go look at their page, and I'll just scroll down to like the first 10 posts, and immediately I get a feel for the person. Like I can see if they're Christian, because Christian girls, especially women, tend to post, thank you God kind of things, or just some kind of a scripture, and then straight away that gives me a tick, or I will, you pick up stuff, like if there's anything vulgar, like the other day, one of my girls in Kenya said to me, can I please friend request this guy because he's interested in the business? So I looked at his page and there was pornography everywhere. So I just messaged back and said, I'm sorry, I refuse. So, Facebook, straight away you can pick up what the person is like. So what you're trying to create on your personal page is that when people look at it, they want to have your life. They want to see that, oh my gosh, she has a great lifestyle. She works from home. She can juggle her kids. They go on holidays. You cook. It's a combination of stuff. It's not business. So the ratio is 80%, 20%. So 80 out of 10 posts, 8 should be about your life and your lifestyle, and only 2 should be about business. Okay, and business would be like a very subtle pitch. Okay, so even like you're sitting with, showing your feet at the pool saying, oh, I love working from home. That's actually a business post, because that creates curiosity, and people will say, some people will message and say, Sinead, what are you doing now? What do you do from home? You'll see that. But, in the beginning, I look back at my page, oh my gosh, I was terrible. Oh, I was terrible.
It can't be as bad as me.
No, you are not nearly as bad. I was putting up post after post of products, of events. It looked like a shop, the whole thing. And when you learn it, because nobody teaches you these things, and you sort of just, you just need to get a sale, so you just want to get it out there. But now that I'm learning, I realize that, the one thing it's a common thing is that nobody goes on Facebook to buy anything. They go on there to see what's going on in your life. So whenever you do a post, always keep that in mind, is they go on there to see, and you can, 2 out of 10, you can do a product post. So you can put up your mascara and you can say, oh gosh, this seriously is the best stuff I've ever in my life used, and I just cannot keep it away from you girls. That's it. The thing that you shouldn't do is don't say, PM me if you want to buy some, or PM me if you're interested, or, comment below if you want some more. Because then it really is a sale. But when you say something like, I just can't keep it away from you girls, right away, it's like you're saying you should buy this. But you just say it
subtly.
Way, it's just a subtle, different way. And then your friends think, oh, Sinead's so nice because she's sharing this great tip that she's found, this great product, she's sharing it with us. They don't think, oh, she's just trying to sell us something, so.
I actually realized I did my first one, what you're talking about today.
Did you?
Yes, remember you still said, what's your secret?
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's
I just realized,
Yes, that's a perfect post. Yes. Perfect post. And what we do to support one another is when we see, like if it comes up on the newsfeed, like what I did for you, I'll say, like, what are you using? Your skin looks amazing. I know what you're using, but nobody else knows me on your page, So it creates more curiosity, and then the other girl looking at it thinks, oh, now she's interested, so I better find out what it is. And that's the way to do it. It's always about curiosity. You always want to create that level of, it's like, if once you guys get Zen, the shakes, like if you put up a picture of your shake and you say, I am absolutely in love with this nutritional breakfast of mine. That's it. You don't say, oh, I'm now selling the Zen shakes. Do you know what I mean? And then people will come and say, hey, what is that nutritional breakfast you have? What is that stuff? You know, it's just creating that because it's almost like you're holding it back from them. You know, like almost like you don't want to share it, like you just holding it all to yourself. And yeah, it's just a psychological switch. But once you make that switch, it becomes so easy. It's always before you post, you stop and say, right, if I saw this, what would I think, you know? But you're basically on Facebook, guys, you've got to post between 3 and 5 times a day, okay? Because what happens is Facebook prioritizes your posts, and there's a lot of criteria that take into account on that. But the one thing is how often you post. If you're only posting once a day, they will give your post hardly any priority, and you may get 5% of your friends see it. That's it. Okay, but the more you post, the more often and the more regular you post, the higher they rank your posts, the more engagement you get, so the more comments, the more likes, the more shares, the higher Facebook ranks your posts. And what will happen is more and more people get to see it, and it ends up going on your friends' timelines too, so all their friends get to see it. Okay, so you'll see, if you have a look at my personal page, you'll see, you know, I post questions. Why? Because I want engagement. I want my friends to engage with me. Like, you know, I think yesterday or the day before, I put up a post saying, if you could bring anybody back, you know, to life, who would it be? So I think I had like 20 comments, and, you know, Elvis and James Dean and Lady Di and like all that. But really what I wasn't interested in who they'd bring back to life. What I want is engagement on my page, because Facebook ranks it higher, and what it means is more people get to see it, so I have a better opportunity of finding more leads. That's what it's about. Okay, so have a look at my page. What I will teach you as well is that there's a couple of, as we go along, I won't do that yet. We'll first just cover the basic Facebook stuff. But what I'll teach you later on is that there's software that you can use. You can actually schedule your posts, and it gives you all the content you need. So all the stuff you see on my pages, I'm not coming up with this stuff. It's all content that the software gives me that I can post. Okay, it's amazing, and you can schedule it. So you schedule it for, I can schedule it for a month in advance if I want to. So, but you know, people get busy and you don't always get time in the day to post. Like, I definitely can't do that. So I schedule my post 2 or 3 days in advance.
Now I know. I was thinking, geez, this woman is amazing.
I schedule, and they've got set times on each of my pages. I've selected what times. I do 7 a day on each page, and I've selected exactly what times I go out. You know, I do 5 photos a day, 5 pictures, 1 question, and 1 link. So the link will be something informative, or it'll be, you know, like a music video or something like that. But it's not quick. It takes me half an hour, and I've set up my posts on all my pages, because the content is set. That's the most difficult thing, is finding the content, you know. So when you've got the content there, it's just like that, and your posts are like. So yeah, look, you're going to learn a lot. But it's great. I don't know if you love learning. I love learning, you know. I love keeping the brain going.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so for this week, watch those videos. I'll send you my little card, and have an awesome week. If you've got any questions, let me know. We're going to introduce Kimberly to you.
Woohoo!
I hear Kimberly.
I'm driving, so I don't have my camera on. I'm listening intently. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so excited. I have a big presentation here in about an hour from my house, but it's snowing. I bet you guys never get snow down there.
No, not yet. It's hot. It's very hot here at the moment.
Oh, it's 34 degrees here, Fahrenheit.
Oh, wow. I don't know what that is. But it must be cold if it's snowing. Kimberly, Kimberly, we're going to introduce you to Frances. You may not be able to see her now, but she's another beautiful lady that lives in the States.
Hi, Frances.
Hi, Kimberly. I'm in California.
Oh, that's where in California?
In San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, I used to be stationed there when I was in the Coast Guard. I love San Francisco. I'm so jealous.
Oh, I'm down south of San Francisco in Sunnyvale.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I love your accents. It's so good.
That's so funny. I'm enjoying yours.
I know. We don't have accents. You do.
I love the American accent. It's so cool. I wish I could speak like you.
That's so funny.
So, Kimberly, we're going to ask you guys to do three-way calls for each other. Just because it makes it easier, you know, being in the same country. So I think G will get in touch with you and just give you some guidance around the three-way call, and that'll be good.
Say that one more time because I went around the corner.
Okay, so we're going to ask you and Frances to do three-way calls for one another, just because, you know, you both in the States, so it makes it easier for calling. So if you wouldn't mind just supporting Frances for a while with a three-way call, because she's quite new, so, and I know you as well, but, you know, you can do that. So, but we'll send you some...
Hot dog.
Say again?
I said hot dog. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I need to run and you need to go. So thanks for coming on. It was awesome having you guys on here today. I hope you've learned something. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't let people overwhelm you. They're either going to do it or they're not. Like, you've got to find out what problem they have in their life. You know, what is the reason they would want to get involved. If you don't, you become just another salesperson, and you'll find your success rate is really poor. Okay, guys, have a great sleep, Shanae and Frances and Kimberly. You have a great day. And
Thanks.
now, and we've got Joanne. How do I pronounce your name? She's from Vietnam, girls. So we've got a whole...
all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm actually having trouble hearing you guys.
Oh, really? Look, I have recorded this, so as soon as I'm done here, I'll post the recording. So,
okay, excellent.
And I'll also send you my YouTube link. There's a lot of good videos on there for training.
Yes, I got that one already.
Okay. Guys, make sure you subscribe, because then every time I upload a new video, you'll get a notification that I've put in the video on there. And it'll just help you to train. Okay, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely day and a lovely sleep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.